Alright, let's move on to the third card, and that is Drorb. And Drorb at 2 stars is an 8-1 for the Vortex, with the ability of stop, damage, +3. So, Slippy, what was your first initial thoughts when you saw Drorb?
When I first saw Drorb, I was actually quite fond of him. Of course, 8 solid power is great for the Vortex clan, who is a pill-based clan, who, as you all know, more power equals plus more pills equals more attack, which is always nice. The more I think about it, the more I really don't like Drorb, due to the fact that he has 1 solid damage and he needs to stop to be more effective. Without stop, of course, he's basically useless. Stop is harder to get out than you may think, unless you're fighting all SOA. And my main reason I don't like him is, now I think about it, is because Vortex already has a lot of good 2 stars, and it's very hard to fit him in.
Yeah. I think when I first saw this card, I was kind of like, wow, it's awesome! That's just my opinion anyway. That was kind of my child inner voice there. Anyway, right, so I mean, yeah, I find him a bit disappointing in usage. That's just... I think, because I just kind of expected a bit too much out of him, I suppose, but really, stop isn't that good. Thinking about it now. I mean, it's just so reliant on your opponent having to draw SOA for starters. And as a result, Drorb really kind of suffers, because without that stop, he is really bad. I mean, 1 damage is just virtually nothing. So, as a result, you'll probably have to just keep him in your hand, and then later on sacrifice him for a pill back, I suppose. That's my thoughts anyway. Maybe in a kind of Geist week or a Roots week, he would be really useful. But then when I used him, I did use it during a Geist week, so I really didn't get much out of the card, unfortunately. But the great thing about Drorb, though, is he does unlock a new thing for the Vortex, and that is kind of like anti-SOA half deck, which I kind of thought about, and that involves kind of Love Hack, Drorb, I've forgotten the name now, Seablade, as well as like another card. So that's kind of nice, I suppose, for Drorb. But then again, I mean, the problem is without his ability being activated, there isn't really much he can do, really. But I mean, Sniffy, I mean, you talked about very briefly about the competition against the 2 stars. I mean, do you think that he has any chance against them in any way?
Well, my opinion, as I say before, so this is in fact, I like Neoli a little bit more. I think Neoli's 7 solid power, and DR is very nice. I like Sidlia a little bit more, because if she wins, she gets her poison, which is more useful than the stop in the long run. I even like Butch a little bit more, to the fact that even though he's courage and stuff, he has 8 solid power and 3 solid damage. He doesn't need to worry about really much anything. So, in my opinion, not really.
Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, the Vortex already have such good 2 stars, I think. That's why he is kind of forgotten about. Do you think in any other clan, though, he would be better? I don't know.
I forgot Sea-Wing. Sorry. Sea-Wing's the best.
Oh, yeah, Sea-Wing. Sea-Wing. We did forget about Sea-Wing. He is pretty uber, I have to say. I think the reason why we forgot about him is because we did mention Dudley. We did mention him in the Dudley review, maybe. I don't know. Or just a mind lapse. Anyway, right, so...
well, actually, in my opinion, if we're talking about any clan in the game right now, he'd be a really good Montana. He'd be a really good banger. But because of that 8 solid power alone. But really, if you have to nerf him for other clans, he's not really that great. No other clan really needs a stop damage +3, in my opinion.
Okay. What about Vortex? Well, no, not Vortex. No, what about Vampire Clan or Jungo? Or
actually, you're right there, because that actually would be pretty useful, I'd say. 6 damage for a 2-star. Can't complain.
That's not too bad, yeah. Alright then, so I mean, yeah, but finally, what was your rating out of 10 for Drorb?
Originally it was 7. I'm going to go down to probably a 6.5. As I said, he's not
Oof.
Well,
no, I'm joking. Keep going.
It wasn't 6.5 isn't terrible. It's a little bit below average. Seriously?
I just had to do that.
Speaking to those levels.
I'm joking.
We're professionals here. Professionals.
I'm joking. All right. So yeah, I mean, Drorb is good. No, he's rubbish. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I mean,
not rubbish. He's just not that great.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was a bit of a disappointment, really, for me. Really, I expected him to be much better, but then stop cards are just so reliant on your opponent drawing SOA that it just gets pointless to use them, I suppose, which is why I think it's not a great card, unfortunately. So yeah, as I said, I mean, the same as you, really. Well, you said 6.5, didn't you? I would, yeah, I would probably say the same. Maybe in a different clan, this card might be better, just like we said with Butch, really. But yeah, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, right, let's move on to the last card of the release, and that was Krung. And Krung at 4 stars for the Vortex is a 7/4 with the ability of Confidence plus free power. So, Sliffy, what is your opinion on this card?
Maybe you should go first on
Sorry,
this
yeah, okay. Right. What's your initial thoughts on this card then? In that case,
he's a good card actually. Confidence power plus 3 is always nice. 10 solid power for a Vortex, can't complain at all, right? I really don't like that 4 damage though, and I know a lot of people are saying last what defeats for. A lot of people are saying he's more to kill your opponent than to be a hard hitter. At the same time, that's why, like, Dag and Love Hack are in the game, right? They do 1 more damage. They have their solid powers. They don't, of course, they never reach 10 because 10's amazing, but they have more of a niche. Confidence, of course, also limits you. DRs are in the game after all. Confidence makes you more predictable. So Krung is a good card, just not overly fond of him.
yeah. It's funny actually. When I first saw this card, I thought it was plus 3 damage, which would have been, I don't know, that would have been bit sucky actually thinking about it now, but yeah, I mean that Krung is just, it's interesting. When I used him, he worked for some reason, but unfortunately I would never use his card in a mono Vortex hand, just Vortex clan or Vortex deck for just for the reason that Vortex like to lose quite a lot just due to defeat, I suppose. And so with that in mind, really, Krung's confidence will really never be activated. But on the other hand, really, I mean, he's an okay card. The 10 damage, no, sorry, the 10, 10 damage. No, I mean, his 10 power is really good. It's quite overwhelming for most opponents, but with the suitable counters, you should be able to beat this card. And also, let's not forget, when I was using him, it was during a kind of week where there's no kind of like DR about. So, with that in mind, really, I mean, he does get countered against DR quite a lot due to his feeble kind of 4 damage. Anyway, yeah, I mean, do you think that? I mean, yeah, I mean, we were kind of really. You already talked about the kind of 4 stars already, but do you really think that he's not as good as any of the other ones, or not?
As I said before, this is all my opinion. I think he's a good card, as I said before. I would use Love Hack over him. I think everyone used Dag over Love Hack. And don't forget 4-star CP is in the game as well. So, personally, I don't really think he could fit 4 stars.
Okay.
So.
Alright then, so I mean, let's go straight to rating then, I suppose. There's nothing really much more to talk about, really, about him. I don't know, that's just me anyway. But I mean, do you think he's a good card out of 10, really? Or not really?
I think he's a very decent card out of 10. But that's not a number, so I'll give him a number. I'll give him a 7 out of 10.
Alright then. I mean, yeah, I have to agree with him. He's not overpowered in any way. I wouldn't say he's bad or anything. I mean, the 10 power is still okay, but that's just me. I mean, yeah, he's an alright card. 7 out of 10, really. Nothing really more to say about him. Yeah. Alright then, so that's it for your talk this week. Thank you all for tuning in, I suppose, as well, not really watching, but there you go. Anyway, right, so thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we will keep doing these in 2 weeks' time. I hope to see you all then. Thank you for watching everything, as I said, and make sure you like and everything, favourite if you want, and all that stuff. And I'll see you guys later. So this is Meep012 and Sliffy.
Hi guys.
Signing out.